think it's pretty... It takes like a minute of recording before it actually starts uploading it to everything, so I just gotta have to... How's everyone's day been anyway?
I already talked about it.
You have already talked about it, haven't you? You just got up. What do you do for work anyway?
Yeah. I work in pharmaceutical testing.
Ooh.
Which means that I can't actually talk a lot about the details of what I'm doing because it's illegal. In terms of it's illegal for me to talk about it. It's like
I get what you mean.
If I talk about like drugs I'm working on and stuff like that. But what I'm doing at the moment is a study where we're basically testing the drug as the patient would use it, and you do that kind of stuff to check if it's a pill, to check whether it would go off in the packaging, like over the time period where the patient's using it. If it's an inhaler, you're checking whether it would get so clogged up with the drug that you couldn't use it, that kind of thing.
I get what you mean.
So that's what I'm doing at the moment. It's good. I enjoy doing it. You feel like you're making a difference, you know? But it has been really weird the last couple of years because
I could imagine.
Obviously, like we're key workers, and we're also being hammered. So it's kind of like it's this weird thing where every time we go into lockdown and everything else shuts down, everyone else is feeling shit because they've got nothing to do and they're sitting on their arse and they're on furlough or whatever. Whereas we're just like, oh my god, let us rest.
Oh, sorry, my cell phone's going off. I'm just going to answer it quickly. I'll be back. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nothing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what news I could possibly have for my day. I have flowers in my garden. I guess that's nice.
You too. Okay. Bye. Bye. Alright, so that's probably been going on long. So welcome everybody. We are joined here with half the party today. Just Kit and a new person, Jackie, who's probably been talking if you caught the beginning part. So she's joining us. Do you want to give a rundown of your character, Salem? What's that? How do you say it?
Yeah, my
Salem,
pronouns are they.
Yep.
Salim. What kind of thing do you want me to say about him?
Give like a rough TLDR. What's the concept essentially? I just put Asylum Seeker down because I didn't really know what else to say. But yeah, just like a quick two.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Salim is a vampire who would probably be more comfortable if he was just being left alone and away from other vampires. But given what he wants and the environment that he's in, that's not really likely to continue. He was turned in Saudi Arabia, and he's currently in this city partly on the basis that it puts the molten core of the earth between him and Saudi Arabia.
It does indeed. Although the US is very friendly with Saudi Arabia for whatever reasons, I'm sure there's no black liquid that's funding that friendship or anything. But yeah, you're.
I mean, yeah. You don't have to tell me. I grew up there.
Oh, did you? Yeah. How could that's weird because you're the second person.
Yeah.
I've met from England who was raised in Saudi Arabia. Because I met a dude when I went to a Mecca convention, and I met a guy there, and his dad worked in our Saudi Arabia. So they lived in Saudi Arabia for his early years, and he said it was wild. I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
the town I had like as part of Salim's backstory is my hometown. It's where I grew up.
Ah, yeah. So what city was that?
Yeah. So it's kind of 3 cities that grew so much they sort of all. They fused. Al-Khobar, Dhahran, and Dammam.
I don't know my geography of Saudi Arabia very well, so. All I know is I know in
picture Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So pretty much exactly opposite that on the east coast.
So it's on the Persian Gulf.
It's about halfway down on the east coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be in between was it United Arab Emirates and what's the other one? So other small city state. Can't remember what that is, but yeah. I think I sort of know where it is. Yeah. All right. Well, fair enough. And then
you know where Bahrain is? It's directly opposite Bahrain.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Something. Yeah, and I'm.
Alright,
yeah,
awesome.
There's actually a bridge connecting them, and the most hilarious thing in the world is watching people try and smuggle pork products from Bahrain into Saudi Arabia.
Really? Huh.
Because it turns out that sniffer dogs don't need training to find sages.
No,
yeah.
No, they fucking dogs. Yeah, that obviously they love meat, so that'd be really hard to smuggle and shit. It's crazy because I know usually with Western
but people
Muslims,
still try.
Yeah, usually with Western Muslims you find that like they're so staunch about not eating pork. Usually it's alcohol they give up on much before they give up on eating pork. Like that's one thing I've just noticed. I've noticed like. Yeah, they just cannot handle liquor at all, and they like just guzzle it. And it's like, Jesus, dude, calm down. But no, not that pork. Like they're staunch. I was like, wow. So I'm surprised in the Middle East that they're Saudi Arabia, they're smuggling that pork. Gotta get that bacon. That's interesting, huh?
The expat population in Dhahran is something like 50-60%.
Wow. So is it all the foreigners trying to get their bacon?
So like there's a lot of it, yeah, and also people know that they can sell it to Western people at like a ridiculous markup. So there's that.
Yeah.
There's a reason that I chose to make Salim Indian and coming from this town. Like having his origin in this town because like growing up there. The vast majority of people you meet aren't Saudi or Arab. They are Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Sri Lankan.
Yeah, I know that because they I've read about their them trapping like Indian women in like sweatshops and stuff and like awful contracts and shit. I've read about all that shit. But yeah, I mean that's just. The world's a horrible place, so... And let's get back on track in this game. Say it's a world of darkness. Dun dun dun! And we'll get back to Salem. So your character's from the Saudi Arabia, and they've, from what I gather, they fled to the US due to, let's just say, conflicting views on sexuality and gender norms. Would that be an accurate...
Yeah, I think that would be an accurate assessment, yeah.
Yeah. And your official reason, because you've obviously dealt with the Ashira, is they've sent you over because you failed to become one of the 7 silver that they keep in their ranks. So they've sent you to the US sort of as part of the Ashira Camarilla merging that's recently happened a few years back because of the all the Sabbat running around the Middle East, they have sort of been unified by a common enemy. So how much does your character, like contact with the Gehenna War has your character had? Like, have they had any run-ins with the Sabbat cells running around, or not really?
I would say probably not, because I think with his backstory, that he would have probably been shielded from that up until the point where they decided, no, you're not suitable for this role.
Yeah, and then they're just like, all right, well, this whole place is a shit show, so you're going to America now. Awesome.
I think they probably would have given him an option of places, so yeah.
Yeah, and you just chose the little town of, what did we call it, like Llewington or something? Which is located on the edge of a peninsula. It's a very small, out-of-the-way city by American standards. And you've decided it's got hardly any vampires. Like, probably the total vampire population is probably not more than like 30 or so. So it's a pretty good place. However, unbeknownst to your character, it is that seems to be the meeting ground of every single other supernatural out there. So you're going to be encountering that very soon. Like, as soon as you came in the city, you requested a meeting with the prince. The prince is basically too busy to meet with you, so they've told you to meet up with the sheriff, a man by the name of Alex Green. He's sent you basically a location which is a sort of out of town, not quite out of town bar. And as you approach, you see, as you enter the building, you can see a man who's dressed in a very...
I will still be using that crack house.
Sorry, what was that? I'm going to turn you up.
Wait, a bar? That's what he had, like, a crack house.
Yeah, he did.
Was it a crack house?
But he's not meeting at the crack house. He's meeting at the bar.
Okay.
It's where Anthony's character works. It's that bar. Why is...
we're using that bar now?
Yeah. So, well, that's where he's sent for Selim to meet up. So the bar from the outside, it seems sort of run down, more like what you expect to for a biker gang to sort of run. But as you enter, you can see in the corner you see two figures. What Auspex powers did you take?
Heightened senses and oubliette.
So you got your unique one, and
yeah, I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, but
yeah, that's the healing one, isn't it? That's right. They made both the Subaru powers healing ones, which annoyed me. Yeah.
Valerian healing.
Ouble's mental healing.
Oubliette, or however you pronounce it, is yeah.
So so you can't see supernaturals. I was just wondering if you'd see the unseen, because that would give you a little more information about this who's here. But very well. You can see there's numerous groups of people scattered about of the unsavory type, getting drinks and so on. Behind the bar, you see a very chirpy woman who's acting as barkeep with a more somber man. With your heightened senses, you can pick up that this man is letting off an unbearable melancholy, scent of like melancholy. So his aura is just so crazily powerful, it's almost overpowering. Well, it's overpowering your senses. So that's one depressed motherfucker. And in the corner of the room, you can you see the person you're looking for, Alex, and he's sitting next to wearing a full-on suit, so he's very out of place. And next to him, you can see Kit's character Sandy, who's a sort of cool goth teen looking guy. And as you enter, the guy in the suit, Alex, he sort of raises his hand and signals you over.
Okay.
And
so you go.
Sorry, what was that? You cut out a little bit there.
You go. Whatever you were gonna say.
I just said you cut out a little bit there. That's what you said.
Okay. I was gonna just say my character's probably wearing some pretty tight jeans, a normal-ish shirt, and a very snakeskin jacket that is a horrendous acid green shade.
Yeah.
And a black beanie that's sort of pulled down, covering his forehead. Am I getting any interesting looks stepping into this place?
A couple of people sort of look up to you, but like nothing you're wearing's obviously upper class, is it? It's sort of. I'm guessing how expensive would your getup be?
Visibly cheap.
Yeah, no one they turn and look at, obviously you're a new person. Everyone gives you a once over. They don't see anything of value on you, so they ignore you. And you can see everyone sort of staying away from Alex. You could probably guess, just using your intelligence and wisdom, that you can probably assume that they probably think he's some type of mob boss. You know, the fact that he walked into a seedy bar in a full-on suit, he's either a madman or he's so dangerous that they're just ignoring him, pretending he's just not there. Which being the sheriff of the Camarilla is not far off the mark. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna head over.
Yeah. And as you sit down, he speaks to you in Arabic, and he goes, "Sorry, what? What'd you say?"
I'm just smiling.
Oh, you're smiling? Yeah. As you come over,
I just said I'm gonna smile, try and look friendly.
Yeah. All right. He sort of smiles back, and he pushes out the chair opposite him with his foot, and he speaks to you in Arabic. He just goes, "I'm assuming you're Salim."
I'm gonna switch to English, and yes.
All right, and he switches back to English, and he goes, "All right, well, take a seat."
You must be.
I'm Alex. I'm the local sheriff here, and sorry that the prince couldn't meet you in person. I know it's a little unorthodox for this sort of thing to happen, but with the whole rise of the Gehenna War and all that, they've had to meet for a conclave of princes to discuss numerous contemporary issues that we're having. So I took you in, obviously, because I've the one who works most closely with the Ashira out of me, the Seneschal, and the Harpy. Does the Shira knows you're your clan? I'm assuming. So I'm just wondering if they've
The Shira definitely know my clan.
Yeah. Do you? How did you ask for them to conceal your clan when they sent you over, or?
I I probably wouldn't have thought that I could ask for that specifically. I would have thought that it would be a decision above me, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, which you're kind of right.
Whether they were alive or not.
Yeah. Yeah, so he I'll say he's unaware of your clan at all. Like he doesn't know what you are at all.
Okay.
Like they didn't give a clan. They just said that they would be sending over a new member. He just knows you're not a Banu Hakim. Because if you were, they would have told him, because that's what he is. He's both the sheriff and he sort of acts as the de facto primogen for the Banu Hakim. But he knows you're not Banu Hakim, but he doesn't know what clan you are.
Alright, yeah.
And he just goes, yeah, so I didn't get awfully much information about you. I just know the rough details that you were sent here sort of as part of the goodwill between the Ashira and the Camarilla. So, you mind just giving a little bit of info about yourself, or...
What kind of information?
Oh, well, first off, I don't even know how long you've been one of us, or even your clan or whatnot. They didn't give me very much information, which is very unlike them. But I guess it's been rather stressful recently.
I'll nod and I'll sit back a little bit in the chair.
Yeah.
And I'll say a little under 10 years. Most of which I'm not sure if you know our tradition. I spent most of it in training. My clan well, I'm honestly not sure what you call our various bloodlines. Over there, they'd say Alamin.
What?
And I'm just gonna smile.
I'm trying. I don't know what bloodline's that one. Like, because I'm guessing passing yourself as someone else. Because I'm not too sure what the Middle Eastern... I know there's quite a few Middle Eastern bloodlines.
So I'm actually not lying to him. That is the name that the Ashira give to the Salubri.
Okay. Because he would know that because
I don't know what the Camarilla would call it.
He goes, yeah, he knows because he was turned in the Middle East. So he looks at you and goes,
okay.
You're a rare one. I'm assuming you chose to come here due to the lack of Tremere. That is one thing about the city, is there is absolutely no Tremere in here. There's no Tremere Chantry. They just don't have a presence in this town. Which would be a big thing for you, obviously, your clan. Although you may not know that, so...
Yeah. I think what I'm saying in response to that is just, it was part of the appeal.
Well, that makes sense to me. I don't think I've even met one of yous before, but I know a little bit about yous anyway. But yes, well, this here is one of the newer members of our little family. His name is Sandy. Unfortunately, the rest of his coterie couldn't make it here. They're off doing whatnots. So I'm gonna team you up with them for now, and he can help give you the sort of ropes for the town and what we've tasked him and his group with doing. So yeah, I guess a mission for you to do. Basic briefing is there's a recently the Camarilla has become aware of a pair of vampires or kindred who have been turned by no one we know, who have been sort of living a double life in secret, trying to live on old humanity, old way of living without alluring any suspicion to themselves. However, we are unaware of their shall we say, hang on, I'm just trying to think of how to word it. We're unaware of their level of awareness in regards to our society. So, my mission's rather simple. I just basically want you to talk to them and, how ignorant they are, and if you can, convince them to living their double life and meet up with the rest of the Camarilla and join our little society properly for their good and ours.
Alright, wait, I got a question.
Yes. Yep, what's your question? Sorry.
So, we have no idea where they came from, who they are. It's just that they've been living a two lives.
Yes, they've been living as though they were regular humans trying to conceal their identity. Obviously, they're trying to conceal their nature, I should say. We've only become aware of them rather recently due to a few people in their neighbourhood suffering from anemia, so we figured something was up.
And we know that they're vampires. Right?
Yes, yeah, it's a couple couple of kindred, yes.
Yes, so it's a couple, kindred couple, don't know where they came from. I mean, we don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
But, yeah, alright.
Yeah, we don't know where they came from. We
Do you
don't
have
know
any
how long
idea
they've been here.
How long they?
Sorry. Well, we don't know how long they've been here. We've been aware of them for about
How long
a
they've
week.
been kindred?
Yes, we're not aware of almost anything of the situation. We don't know their clans. We don't know, how long they've been living here. The only thing we know is they seem to be relatively ignorant to our society, or at the very least, they may be, at worst, deliberately hiding from us. We basically just want you to check. How you go about it is entirely up to you, though.
Alright.
Not. This all seems reasonable to me.
Yeah. Because obviously, you now that the regular thing is when you come into a new city, you go and present yourself to the prince. Even the anarchs, you present yourself to the local baron, just because they want to know, they don't want random kindred running around. That's normally a sign that you're either complete, which is obviously dangerous for attracting attention from the Second Inquisition, or you're deliberately hiding yourself. In that case, you're probably some very no good doer. So either way, it's not good, the current situation.
So do we? Oh wait. So we know where they live since we're getting the information from the neighborhood.
Yes, you got their address. Yeah. It's out in the suburbs. they've sort of been trying to live like a regular suburban life. They even give you links to like their social media where they've like truly been acting as though nothing's happened with their lives. Like they're just acting like everything's normal.
Okay.
And obviously, you're well aware that Alex is pretty ancient, so you're probably aware he's not actually that good with technology. So that's obviously something you can investigate. Oh, and obviously,
what do you think about this new guy?
Sorry, storyteller, you.
I think Sandy was talking to you.
I thought you were saying something.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh yeah, I was just asking about like, what's your opinion on this whole?
Okay. Salim is gonna like look through a couple of the pictures of on these social media feeds.
Yep.
What do they look like? What kind of thing am I looking at?
One of the man is East Asian, looks either Chinese or Japanese from heritage. The woman is a Caucasian, has blonde hair, green eyes. He's that sort of. They don't look very. They look like sort of upper middle class. There's not really anything too out, or like obviously neither of them are Nosferatu. Neither of them look like they're your clan.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that really stands out.
Yeah.
All the pictures look very happy.
Are there?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. What
are there kids in any of the photos?
There's no kids in the photos.
Are there children in any of the photos? Do they have children?
Okay. No. The photos, because he sort of like printed them off. Or had them printed off, and you don't see any children in the photos, although there is one photo which has a sort of older teenager in it, but that is a little odd.
Alright, so with my one single point in technology,
yes,
can I access this like social media?
Yep. Yeah,
like,
obviously you go on,
so like, can I just look them up?
Yeah, you can look them up, and then you can start going through. Obviously, are you using the phone that Alex in session 1? Because obviously you're going to have to use Blush of Life because it's touchscreen. Okay, yeah. Is it touchscreen though?
Oh, right. Damn.
Yeah, you get a Blush of Life to use it.
I did not think of that. Crap.
Do you want to give me a rouse check?
Let's go to the local.
You go to the local library?
No. We'll just. No. Local computer place, whatever.
I mean, you could probably just ask Aubrey to use their computer. You kind of forget that the bar is...
I'll just ask Aubrey.
Yeah. So, Aubrey was the woman behind the bar, and that's Anthony Character's ghoul.
Yeah.
There's a reason I introduced them. So, and the man next to her is named... did I call him Mark or Matt? I can't remember what name I gave. But I'm going to go with Matt, because it's been so long since I introduced him. Matt,
Angel.
Yeah, that's right. Angel and Matthew. Yeah. Matthew. Yeah, right. From Matthew. Yeah, so Matt. You're unaware of his nature still. I think the only one aware is Anthony.
Yeah. Anthony. Yeah. We know it's just he's like a guy that's come back to life. So I guess it works here now.
Yeah, you're not sure. You think he's some type of revenant or something. You've heard of revenants. People come back from the dead, so you're like, oh, he's some type of supernatural, but you don't exactly know what he is. And everyone's decided to sort of keep it secret from everyone else. Anyway, yeah. So you just ask Aubrey, and she goes, "Oh yeah, sure."
Never goes wrong.
Down back, and yeah. So she obviously talks to Sandy, and then sort of looks at you and goes, "Hey, I'm Aubrey," and she hands out her hand to sort of give you a handshake.
I'll hesitate for a moment, and then I'll take her hand.
Yeah.
And shake it sort of like a little like this is awkward for me, and I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, she, as you sort of like hold out your hand a little bit, she like grips your fingers real tight and like gives you like a really vigorous handshake. And she goes, "Nice to meet you. Are you going to be joining the group, I guess?"
Yes, apparently so. Oh, yeah, I'm Celine.
Hi, I'm Aubrey. I think I already said, but yeah, I'm Aubrey.
Yeah, and I just stay with this.
Yeah, and this is Matt here. He's a bit of a downer. And he just sort of looks at her and goes, just like, not that much of a downer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. It's like, and then she sort of pokes him in the ribs and it's like, see, everyone can tell. You just have to admit it to yourself. Yeah. But yeah, after that little interaction, she sort of signals for you to go back. The owner of the bar isn't here at the office, and the computer's already on. It's just gone into sort of sleep mode, so you sort of just wake it back up, and yeah, you two crowd around the computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the office is rather cramped. It's basically, it's barely a couple of meters squared. The desk, vast majority of it, and then these nuts, which you sort of have to make do as one of them as a chair because there isn't anywhere else for you to sit. Yeah, and you search up their head book, yeah, and their and yeah, you look at their social media, and how much do you scroll through?
So I'm gonna particularly be looking for two pieces of information. I want to know whether they have children or any close family nearby.
Yeah.
And I want to know what their jobs are.
Okay. Yep.
Because I think both those pieces of information feed into how likely there's going to be a big masquerade breach.
Yes, yes, very astute. So you scroll through. So in the latest pictures, like there's been a few more posted up, like right now as you're looking at them. You notice there's a teenager, sort of in the background of all of them. But this is, it's like a he's a sort of native. Oh, this is in America. I keep on thinking it's based on Wellington. So yeah, there's sort of he sort of looks like he's a Native American of Native American heritage. So he doesn't look anything like them. But you've noticed him in a few of the more recent photos. And you could tell she seems to work as some sort of artist. She posts like a bunch of paintings and like concept drawings for what seems to be numerous like fantasy series and sci-fi things. So you can figure out she's some type of concept artist.
Yeah.
He seems to. You can't really tell what he does as a job. And there's like no mention of this kid who's just sitting in the background of all their photos. And in the comments, there's a couple of people asking who he is. Question?
Okay.
And
So
do you want to give me a
highlight this kind of stuff?
Yes, this is in the most recent pictures and posts. Do you want to give me a intelligence and technology?
Or
Who's doing it?
Yeah. Who's
well,
best?
I think it's me. So it's 3 dice.
Oh,
I only have
sorry.
2 dice for that. So you can,
So
I have
easiest
3.
way, if you just on the side, there
How
should.
do I roll this?
Yeah. So you've got your character sheet open. So if you get your
I did.
get your
Hang on.
character you get your character sheet open. Oh, hang on. How do I see your character?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember how to actually see your character on this. It's been so long.
it's on the journals.
Yeah, it's in journals. Hang on, if I get Martha up. Why is it?
Would
Okay,
it be
it's not even
Jackie's
letting me.
character?
Yeah. Jackie's character.
It is Jackie's character.
It's taking a very long time. Hang on, my computer's not even loading your character sheet, which is annoying me.
Can
But
I
if you
roll
scroll
it in the chat? So if I put
Oh wait, no, because the hunger dice down. What about that?
yeah, that does help.
So you just go to your skills and there's like a dice beside the thing.
Yeah, I can't even
Beside
open it.
technology.
okay, yeah, I see that. So
Yeah, if you just
And
click
then
on that, just
so
automatically roll it. So.
do I just click intelligence and then I click
Yep.
Yeah,
So
there's a
when-
little dice roller next to
Then
it.
you have to activate intelligence.
Sorry, I'm just reloading the
okay,
game.
I think I've got it. Intelligence, right?
Yeah, tech plus intelligence. If you go down to technology or whatever it is, you should be able. There's the same sort of thing as a little dice icon, and you just click on
And
it.
there aren't any modifiers in this game.
We don't not in this roll anyway, so no.
Okay.
It should. I'm just reloading roll 20 because it's didn't mean open the character sheet.
So 3 successes.
Oh, very good. Wow, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you roll, and you don't roll. You scroll through, and you figure you sort of have the idea of.
Double check this. It is actually 3 successes, and I'm reading it right because this is my first time.
Yeah, no problem.
To me, it's 0 successes.
There we go. Oh,
If you
hang on.
roll the
Dice
4
roll.
and a 4.
I know you got no successes.
Oh,
sorry.
okay. So does
Yeah. So
I got
the,
no successes then.
yeah.
Sorry.
You rolled 3 dice. Yeah. Obviously, the number underneath it, it says normal successes, dice roll 2, 0. So you got no successes there. Hunger successes, dice roll 1, 0.
Sorry.
Yeah. And you can hover over and that tells you what the results were. So you're happy with what you found out so far. A roll as well. Do you want to do a technology roll? You might as well both roll. There's no point in not. It's not like you're stuck for time and only one of you can use the computer.
Ooh, nice.
You're
picturing the sort of awkward moment of with us both trying to clamber around.
Yeah, basically.
I do this is like an old CRP.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So you've got two successes. So yeah, you have the idea. It's like you're going through the meter, and then you think, why don't you you have the idea of reverse image searching to see if you can find an older account. Or one you do know is there've at least been. You can tell that these accounts that you do have, they're all only a few months old, and they, from what you can tell, that all the photos in it have been taken at night. So you can assume from that during the existence of these accounts, they have been vampires. So you have the idea of doing basically a reverse image search to see if you can find photos of these people from before this date. So from before the, which you managed to do, and you find some old social media posts. You see that they've probably deleted their old accounts, but they've appeared in accounts from obviously other people, who have tagged them, saying that this is my friend. And these ones have taken place, most of them are, during the day. And they seem to be from the geotags. You can tell that it's the same location. So by doing this, you figure out that they've been vampires for around 8 months. And then they were both turned in they sort of had a long a hiatus which you can assume is when they first were turned, and then and then they sort of stopped, then it's just now their new accounts.
Yep. The two are, like, you saying this, so they're being, like, tagged by other people. Are they still using the same name, I'm assuming?
Yes, they're still using the same name, but obviously the tags on the posts, they've obviously given as in, like, the old accounts have been deleted. So they deleted and made it with the same name. Although, she's now using his last name, so they can so you can figure out that they've been married. They got married as well.
Mm.
But there's no news of any wedding. That's just something else you pick up from it as well. So they've
so these older photos.
Yes.
These older photos that Kit is finding.
Yes.
Is this teenager in any of them?
No. He's only appeared at the last month.
That's interesting.
Okay. Oh, I actually have another one.
Yeah.
In the before accounts, is there any mention of them going somewhere? Like going on a vacation or something? Like right before they got turned into.
No, but there is news of the man of the relationship. I should probably give them names. I'm gonna say her name's Sarah and his name is George.
It's like
last name Wang. I don't know, very basic Chinese name. And yeah, George Wang.
The Wangs.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's no news, but he became sick just before they before they turned.
That's interesting. All right. All right. What should we do? Something we could just drop in, see what's in the neighborhood like.
Well, they don't seem to have children, which is good because I think that would make a masquerade breach much more likely.
Well, no, that would be a masquerade breach. That
it
would
worries
make them
me a little that we don't. Yeah.
Which is a vampire that's acting as a human living with their family would be a masquerade breach.
Me out of character.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you
can. I know this. Salim is being a bit more lenient in his interpretation of the masquerade. It worries me a little that I can't see anything about what he.
Oh, right. Oh, wait. I don't know.
Also, did you notice this